Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As it's my first opportunity to join the debate on the Supply Day motion today, I want to express my regret that the Conservative Party has put forward a motion that includes extraneous, egregious, and malicious attacks on environmental groups. I think there's not a member in this place who would not be proud to stand up and support the Canadian forest industry, support that forest practices are for the most part sustainable, and support forest workers. This is part and parcel, I'm afraid, of a recent attempt by forest industries, particularly Resolute Forest Products, their attempt to brand the two organizations, interestingly enough, that are mentioned in the Conservative motion today, Greenpeace and Stand.earth, formerly known as Forest Ethics. Resolute Forest Products, with its millions of dollars and access to lawyers, has taken these two environmental groups to court, charging them with criminal racketeering, if you can believe. The U.S. court on October 16th threw out these efforts to demonize environmental groups. I really regret enormously that the Conservative Party's motion will divide this House when we could have united around the cause of our forest industry, the importance of achieving an equitable agreement with the U.S. on trade. So I will ask my honourable colleague across the floor, who just gave a speech that mostly focused on the question of the Canadian forest industry, the ongoing softwood lumber dispute, whether he would agree with me that the motion the Conservatives put forward would be passed unanimously if they had simply taken out the absolutely malicious attack on Greenpeace and Forest Ethics.
Well, member for Etobicoke-Mactaquac.
Well, I thank my honourable colleague for the question, and you know, I think that her comments are very reflective of the type of tone and candour with which I think we should be addressing issues within this House that shouldn't be of a partisan nature. And I know from my opportunity of sitting on the Natural Resources Committee for the last 2 years that I've had the opportunity to witness members from the opposite side of the aisle, from all parties, that have come together to talk about issues like softwood lumber, like resource development, in a very thoughtful and concerted manner, which takes into account the needs of Canadians, the viewpoints and opinions of Indigenous peoples, and ultimately, you know, working collaboratively with stakeholders. And you know, I think that it's very representative of the reasons that I wanted to run to be a member of Parliament, is because I really like the idea of working on both sides of the aisle with members from all parties on trying to facilitate and construct solutions that are to the betterment of the industry and ultimately to the betterment of Canadians.